Hi guys, welcome to week 5 of our podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Nick. Today on our show we have coming up question time. Got a question time coming up.
Yep,
a couple of good ones there. Couple on training, couple on nutrition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So they should be good. We're also going to give you a quick tour of the club as well. We quite often have people come in and not quite sure what the club looks like, so we thought give you a little tour around. Nice, quick, super fast one.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be interviewing Dan. Because again, we seem to be getting quite a few likes now from people that, to be honest, we don't know. And if we don't know them, chances are they don't know us either. So we thought we'd have a little interview with Dan this week, and then an interview with myself next week, and we'll give you guys a little insight into what Dan's all about.
That's it, yeah. Sounds good. Let's do this.
We've also got Dan versus Nick coming up. Woo! We'll see who wins that. And then follow up with our best bits. Last week of the course this week, wasn't it? So
yeah. Been a great
times.
Course. Yeah.
Sad times. So little highlights of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start off with a quick tour of the club. We're going to speed up some little bits, going through the corridors and things like that, just because they're not that interesting. Just give you a quick show around of where everything is in the club. We're going to start off with the gym. Hey, so this is the studio. This is where we do all the classes, so circuits, gym-based boxing, any core classes or anything like that. All gets to go in here. Okay, so that's our little tour around. This is our studio where we base our theory. So this is where we teach all of that aspects of the course. Quick tour around, hope you enjoyed.
Guys, what we want to talk about now is recovery.
Like to recover?
Me too. I like to recover after my workouts. It's an important part of training, guys. Sometimes gets overlooked, or sometimes the information can become a little bit misconstrued, let's say. And so basically, I just want to try and simplify some of the myths, maybe, and just try and put into context all the different things I think that are best for optimal recovery. So first one I want to talk about is sleep.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is that's your impression of someone sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good impression. Yeah. Right. So, sleep, guys, massively important, guys. I would recommend a minimum of 7 to 8 hours per night. Now, this can fluctuate from person to person, but if you're in the gym, doing the business, you know, you're trying to bust through plateaus, you're trying to push yourself, and you're really trying to make some gains and improve from where you are right now, then you're going to need that optimal amount of sleep, of that 7 to 8 hours, you know. During that deep sleep, it gives your central nervous system a good chance to recover, and that, you know, your central nervous system is obviously responsible for all of your muscle movements and everything, and you know, sometimes that can be under fire from other external factors like work and social things and all of this. These are all things that could end up with that central nervous system becoming stressed. Obviously it's stressed during training as well. And if that central nervous system becomes overstressed, it could lead to maybe a lowering your immune system and so forth, or even regression in your training. So it's really important to make sure that your central nervous system and your muscles have plenty of time to recuperate from training.
find with your sleep as well, you get massive benefit spikes with like testosterone growth hormone as well during your sleep. So that'll massively enhance any kind of training and things.
Awesome, yeah. And we really want all those anabolic hormones, obviously. So it's really important to make sure we're getting good sleep, guys. Good. Also, another thing I think is really important in terms of recovery is to make sure we're getting plenty of water. Okay, something that some people might have overlooked, as some of you guys may or may not know, is that our bodies are predominantly made up of water, over 70% water. And with that number in mind, it's very important that we make sure we're constantly renewing that water and flushing out all those toxins, okay? I found that since I've been increasing the amount of water that I'm having per day, it's really helped with my recovery rate. And I just feel like the main importance here is to stress that it's not necessarily 8 cups a day, okay? Don't feel like you have to be capped at that sort of saying of 8 cups a day. You know, that's something that's sort of maybe been picked out of the air in my opinion, but it's a guideline there to help people drink more water. But you know, I think you should drink as much as you feel necessary. I think maybe 2 litres a day is a good benchmark.
2 litres is a good benchmark, but obviously it goes back to your size as well. If you're bigger,
there you go.
You know, if you're the Hulk, he's going to need a lot more than 2 litres.
He drinks so much.
He does drink a lot.
He drinks too much. He's out of control.
So think about your size as well. If you're a bigger person, bigger size, then you're going to need more water on board.
Good, yeah. Another one, guys, I've been thinking of as well is obviously make sure you're getting enough protein. You know, that protein is massively important and influential in that growth and repair of muscles. So by that I mean, guys, making sure that you're getting the right amount for your body size, okay? So as Nick was saying about if you're bigger, obviously you need more water. If you're bigger, you may need more protein as well. And obviously your activity level as well. So I go for sort of about between 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, okay? And you've got to find out, you can toy around with that equation, sort of find out what works for you. And also make sure that you're getting your protein sources from quality sources of protein, okay? If you're bulking, obviously that protein is going to be helping you to build muscle. If you're cutting, that protein and those amino acids, those building blocks of protein are going to be helping to maintain that lean mass that you've got. You know, that hard-earned muscle you've just spent time building, now you're doing that cutting phase, you need to make sure that you're getting good quality sources of protein. So your turkey and your chicken and your steak and stuff, not making and eggs and things like that, good quality, or even your whey protein that have got good branch chain amino acid profiles, okay? Make sure you get good quality source of protein. So not all your protein from, say, like bagels or other things like that. You know, that might be top ups or additional, but it should be from those good quality sources if you can. Also, guys, another one I think is really important is stretching. Stretching is something that I've overlooked in the past, and I found that since I've been putting more stretching into my routines, I found that I've had a lot better recovery rates, you know. So by that I mean making sure that you're doing them post-training and pre-training. So, you know, mobility ones helping you to warm up, but also post-training, fitting in some static stretches to help alleviate those toxins from the body, you know, helping to flush out those toxins and helping to get a good, you know, tendon and joint relationships within the body as well, in the muscles, okay? So making sure that those are working well. Even introducing foam rollers as well, really I found sometimes this really helps with my recovery rate. And finally, one last thing I think would be really good for recovery, which sometimes people do sort of say is a myth, is don't overtrain. Now, what I'd like to say on this, to clarify, is that overtraining is going to be specific to individual. You know, what might be overtraining for one person is not necessarily overtraining for another person. So by that I mean it's specific to the individual, okay? You need to always stay on top of recovery. If you're taking longer than maybe 3 to 4 days or for one body part to recover, then you may be overtraining, or you may have overtrained that particular muscle group, okay? I would say really you should be looking to be recovered within, that muscle group should be recovered about 3 to 4 days maximum. Probably more like 3, but 4 days, maybe it's a bit too much, okay? Now, depending on how well trained that person is or how long they've been training for, depends on how much training they can withstand. You know, the longer you've been training, the higher your lactate threshold's going to be. So overtraining is something that is specific to the individual. So make sure you stay on top of your recovery, guys. Hope these tips have really helped you. Yeah, stay tuned for some more training from Nick.
Yeah, I think going back to that, I think there's some really good information on there, and it is key, like you say, to make sure that everyone's different.
Yes.
Yeah? And when you talk about overtraining, you might find that some of those factors that kick in, you know, of not getting that recovery could link back to some of those other bits, not getting enough water, adding things like foam roller, which will then just increase that blood flow to those muscles, therefore getting more nutrients to those muscles. All those will have that massive knock-on effect. So yeah, all of those, put them all together, boom, put yourself a good workout.
Yeah, definitely.
Good workout plan. Yeah, cool. Okay, coming up next, we're going to take you down to the studio. And we're going to do some TRX and a little bit of Tabata training to try and give you guys an idea of a quick 15-30 minute session that you guys can do at home with ease and get good results.
Sounds good.
Enjoy. Where we're looking at types of training you can do at home. And what I've noticed people want is nice quick workouts they can do. Get home from work, just before work in the morning or the evening, something like that. Just a nice half-hour session they can smash out and work themselves hard. What I recommend for these, you can get one of these suspension training. You can buy these pretty cheap now. Sometimes only £15 to £30, or you can go for the dearer ones. But you get these, you can wrap these up in your home over a door or something like that, and you get an amazing workout from it. What we're going to do today is we'll look at Tabata training. Now Tabata training is where we do 4 minutes of work, and we do 20 seconds of work with 10 seconds of recovery. Okay, and we repeat that 8 times, counting up for our 4 minutes. I'm going to go through some different exercises you're going to do. We're going to work it like a superset. So we're going to work one muscle and then a different muscle within that same time frame. So the first ones that we're going to do is starting with our lower body, which is a really good one to get you warmed up. Okay, we're going to do first squats, going into squat jumps where we go side to side. So to give you an idea, we're going to start off here, squats. So I do this one for 20 seconds. I'll have a 10 seconds rest, and then I'm going to do jumping side to side, 20 seconds. I'll do that one, then I'll have a 10 seconds rest. Keep that going for 4 minutes. The next one that I've got is I'm going to do press-ups, followed by rows. So I'm working my chest and my back. So my first 20 seconds I'm going to do is from here, pressing down, coming back up. Now the good thing with these is we can do multi-angles, so we can come down and work different planes of movements as we go. Once I've done 20 seconds, I rotate round, and I've got the 10 seconds recover, then another 20 seconds of rows. And again, I can multi-angle it, change the direction. Okay, so then what we're going to do is get you guys on the floor. We're going to put our feet in these straps, and we're going to work the core area, so we're going to do a stomach and lower part back. Now with this, our feet go in, turn over, and we've got from this position here. So from here we're going to go for 20 seconds, jackknives, coming in. We have our 10 seconds recover, and then from there we go to the plank. We're coming up, plank position, yeah? Then back to those jackknives. We repeat that for our 4 minutes. And then the last ones we're going to do is to work the arms, where we're just going to do bicep curls, coming from here, curling up, and again, if you get nice and low, you really put more effort in. And then from there, we've got our triceps. We're going to do our back forearms. And from here down, and back up. That would be a good session. So we start off with some legs. We're doing 4 minutes of legs. We then got upper body with our chest and rows, 4 minutes. We've then got our core with our jackknives and our pikes, 4 minutes. And then we finish off with our arms, 4 minutes in that. Perfect. 16-minute little session there. And then from that, you can repeat it. You've got half an hour. Boom. Session done. All over body workout. Nice and quick, really high intensity. A lot of volume within that as well. Enjoy. Still can't do the series range.
Okay,
I'm trying. It's getting better though. I think that's about 3 seconds.
Improving.
Okay, so question time with Dan. Let's do his interview.
Okay, let's do this.
So first question, name.
Ooh. My name is Daniel Michael Cullum.
Good, correct. Age?
30.
30 years old.
Yeah, 3 decades.
3 decades. I was 30 at your age.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Career background. Tell us about what kind of past you've had in your career.
Ooh, the whole past. Okay, so I have worked in the fitness industry for several years now. Been in all kinds of different gyms, so private. I've also worked with different chains, and I've worked for fitness retreats. I worked for those doing some outdoor activities, all kinds of things really, which was brilliant. I also worked abroad briefly for Fitness First. Worked for them.
Whereabouts?
I worked in Dubai.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Warm?
Yeah, very warm.
Yeah.
Worked there. That was good. That was a highlight. It was pretty cool. Cool place to work. Before I decided I wanted to move into teaching.
Okay.
And here I am. Been enjoying it ever since.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been awesome.
Cool. And any interests or hobbies?
Oh, I'd have to say massive fan of resistance training, and I'm really into sort of my bodybuilding and stuff. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a big fan of that. And obviously what comes with that is eating.
Yeah.
I would put that under hobby / interest of mine. I'm a massive fan of eating food.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what food.
No.
Pretty much. If it's not nailed down,
You love it.
I'll eat it. Yeah, within reason.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I like to follow the rugby, and I'm a big boxing fan as well.
Okay, cool. Favourite boxer?
Of all time? Or
Yeah, of all
currently?
time. All time.
Of all time, I'd say the main man.
Damn.
Cross between Ali and probably Tyson as well.
Yeah.
And Joe Calzaghe. I can't really nail it down to one,
No.
but yeah, I'm liking those guys.
Cool. Okay, so that's first of all our little bit of background on Dan. Now we're going for our quick fire round. I want to ask you a question.
Right.
First response, boom.
Okay.
I want you to go for it.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Favourite sport?
Boxing.
Favourite film?
Bloodsport. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Best workout song?
Rocky IV theme.
Man crush?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Go-to treat? Banana cake. 3 things you'd take to a desert island.
A tent. Swiss Army knife. Men's Health.
You're only ever allowed to eat one meal for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Paella. Seafood paella.
Okay, so hope you got to know Dan a little bit better.
Yep. Hope so.
Answered the questions well.
Yeah.
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 Knees hurt.
A little bit.
Okay, cool. Coming up next, we've got Dan versus Nick.
Dan versus Nick. The challenge.
Guys, as promised, Dan versus Nick, the vertical jump challenge. So, what we've got here is a piece of paper on the wall, as you can see, which is marked off with my starting point. So, that's me up against the wall, arm outstretched. I'm going to take my jump, then I'm going to mark it off with a pen, then we'll measure the distance from the starting point to how high I was able to jump. Nick's going to do the same. We're going to see who's the best jumper. Right, here we go. Rubbish. Okay, here we go. You got this.
3 and back. Make it one of them.
No pressure.
There is a little mark there.
Ooh.
Can you see it? It's that little mark just above on the left.
Yeah, I kind of see it. Good. What a great Dan versus Nick.
Not a bad one.
Yeah.
Not a bad one.
Tune in next week for more Dan versus Nick. Now, hope you really enjoyed that podcast, guys. As usual, please like and share this page, and please pop any feedback in the comments below.
Yeah. Yep, good one. Thank you very much for watching. We've got coming up Highlights of the week. Highlights of the week. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Enjoy. Enjoy.
That's going to catch on.